Today, I'm taking you shopping with me to HOMESense, Canada, and I'm going to show you what I would buy and what I would never buy as a home organizer. I'm Sylvie, and I own a home organizing company in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Here on YouTube, I show you how to curate your house into a dream home with makeovers, Amazon home finds, and DIY projects. So if you've never been into a HOMESense, they carry beautiful decor pieces to help make your house into a home. For my American followers, our Canadian HOMESense chain is similar to the home goods chain in the United States. In fact, they have the same parent company. So through the doors I go, right away I'm met with these beautiful statement chairs. There's these little green ones that have a stool underneath. I'm a bit worried about scale here though, because you don't want to bring them into your space only to realize they're too small. But I think they work great as an accent chair in a bedroom or a dining room. I also really love this dark green one. And then here we have all of their seasonal decor. I love this time of year when you know spring's just around the corner. But I'm super cautious with this decor because you can have too much of it. And then it's just another thing you have to declutter later on. And then a stop to look at all the wreaths. While I love the spring colors, there aren't any I really like here. They're all kind of picked over and the foliage looks a little bit on the fake side. And then the water hyacinth baskets. I do shop these aisles often. I'm not sure if you've ordered a basket from anywhere as of late, but these are truly the most affordable because the ones I've seen have been upwards of $65 each online. And when you're buying a set to organize a space and you need 6 or more, very quickly, you're draining your budget. Now, the downside to buying them here is that they rarely have more than 4 of the same basket. So if you need 6 or more, you'll have to do rounds to all of your local HOMESense stores, which is a bit annoying. Having said this, the dollar saving is worth it, as most of these will run you about $30 a piece. I try to stick to baskets that are easy to match in color and size in case I can't find matching ones. They love to sell them in threes like the large, medium, and small, but for organizing, when we're looking for a uniform aesthetic where all the baskets are the same size, it's rarely helpful. So be prepared to travel to more than one HOMESense location. They also have clear acrylic bins, and I've been finding that they've had larger quantities of some of these rectangular or square shapes lately, but price-wise, they aren't always a good buy if you compare them to some of the M design bins on Amazon or the I design bins at Canadian Tire or the Container Store. When you're buying acrylic bins, you'll also want to pay attention to the acrylic quality because you can very much see the difference between a higher end acrylic over a cheap Dollarama one. They have a wide variety of hangers, mostly velvet and wood, but let me tell you, I'm dying to do a closet with a set of these acrylic ones. The problem with HOMESense though is that they rarely have enough hangers to organize an entire closet. In fact, the average closet requires 150 to 300 hangers per person. And here on the shelves, they barely have that in one style. While these are great for color inspo, you're better off to order your hangers on Amazon. And then I find myself in another kitchen acrylic aisle. Here, you'll find a few plastic turntables and a few oddball shapes of acrylic bins. Again, the problem here is inconsistency of stock. Also, there's never quite enough to cover an entire space and give everything a uniform aesthetic unless you're willing to travel to every HOMESense store in your city. They also have acrylic cutlery trays, but I'm not crazy over these. I'd rather find a tray that's expandable and fits my entire drawer and doesn't look cheap. They also have plenty of acrylic egg trays, and while the acrylic trays look pretty in a fridge, I just think your organizing budget is better spent sourcing items for your cabinets versus for your fridge, where items are continually revolving. I have found a few stackable acrylic bins here that were heavily discounted compared to Amazon. However, they have them 1 week and then they never bring the same style in again because these stores are surplus stores. So the company had made too many and then they sold off their excess inventory to HOMESense. So it's just never really reliable in terms of inventory. However, these bamboo cutlery inserts are definitely worth a second look. If the interior of your cabinets matches this warm bamboo color, these are a good find. For a while, they had these beautiful acacia ones, but they're now gone. I also really like this acrylic drawer insert. I think it's great for the drawer of a coffee, tea, or beverage bar. You can keep all your little packages organized. And now we get to the canisters, and boy oh boy, do I have a lot to say about these. I see these OXO canisters in almost every home. What happens is that people see these variety sets where you get an assortment of shapes and they think they're a great price. Please stop buying these. The problem is that you can never make them look good because they come in all these odd shapes and sizes. They don't maximize space on a shelf. And frankly, while they have great seals, all their different heights and shapes just end up looking messy and not uniform on a shelf. And value-wise, you would need to buy several of these assorted sets to end up with enough canisters that are uniform in size to display across a shelf. And I've done the math. They're more expensive to buy this way. I think a medium-sized rectangular shape should be your go-to, like the HOMESense canisters from Canadian Tire or the Container Store, because they use some of the depth of your shelf, and you can actually fit a proper size bag of nuts or flowers or grains or pasta or whatever you're decanting. Also, you can find and order enough canisters to fit the width of your shelf. This shape here is almost the right size, a bit on the high side, but I love the seal and the general look of it. But guess what? There's only one. What the heck am I supposed to do with one? That's the problem. To make your pantry look good, you have to be able to buy a larger amount of uniform sized canisters. And here's the thing. We often find these assorted canister sets in the homes we organize, mixed amongst canned goods and boxes of food, and they just don't look good. I do like the wood-lidded canisters, but again, the shape and size of the canister doesn't make it practical for storing or displaying anything, so save your money here and order from a company that can provide you a larger quantity of each canister size, where you can actually display them across a shelf. Again, a few more acrylic containers, but be mindful, some of these are a real cheap quality. And if you don't care about quality, then go to the dollar store because they're cheaper there. I did come across these cute bin labels, and these might be worthwhile if they're your only pantry categories, although I will say you might be better off to buy your own label maker or to buy a larger set of these on Amazon. And then they had a few ceramic canisters, which would be cute in a kitchen to store coffee or in a laundry room to store pods. So I would definitely consider these. And these Dutch ovens were my favorite find of the day. All in all, I hope you had fun shopping with me today and learned what's worth buying and what to stay clear from. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed this shopping trip and subscribe for more.